Hello, hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. I am back. I bet you thought I wasn't going to make it, but I'm here. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I had to run and looked for craft project supplies for my daughter for her little turkey. And believe it or not, it's hard to find feathers right now. I went to Michael's and they are slim pickings, and Joanne Fabrics is in Paramus, and Paramus has blue laws, so they're not open today. So, ta-da! I'm here. I'm late. For the spiel, I am not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those in accordance with the law. As always, this is for the purposes of entertainment only, and you are responsible for all of your own life decisions. Though I am, as you all know, many of you who've been here, most of you are, I'm guessing, my regular subscribers. I am an ordained spiritualist reverend, and doing readings and giving messages from our loved ones and from our guides is part of our spiritual practice. Hi, Allie. Announcements. So my thing that I created, I'm going to get it up on my website either today or tomorrow. I created a journal. It is hand done. This is not, I don't send this out to anybody to do, and maybe if enough of you order it, then I will, but I actually print all of it, created it all on my own. I laminate it, and I wanted it to be the disc bound kind so that if you're neurodivergent and if you mess up, you think you have to throw away the whole journal, you can just take a page out and be done with it. And I will be selling it for right around $33 because it takes a lot actually to make it. And then plus shipping and handling. But I'm also going to create like a daily little power manifesting thing for you. That'll be a download that you can download for less expensive, and you don't have to pay for shipping or anything like that. That would be like more of a short-term goal kind of thing. It would be nominal fee. But I just really wanted to like show you how I manifest, and it's all, and like I actually found that I ran out of my other journal that I had made, and I've like been feeling discombobulated. I really like it all in one nice little place. So that's that. Please like, please subscribe. It helps put me out into the YouTube ethers and helps people find me. What else is there? Tomorrow, please join me tomorrow night. The link is in the description for my friend Tony's show, Cosmic Tuesdays. Yes, it's on Mondays, but it's Cosmic Tuesdays. And you can listen to it on Spreaker, but I think it's available on iTunes and other stuff as well. And I'll be live there at 9:30 p.m. And we'll be talking till Eastern time, and we'll be chatting till 11 o'clock at night, but you can listen to the replay. So for those of you that are in other parts of the world, and it would be a ridiculous time to get up and listen, you'll be able to listen to the replay. We'll be talking about miracles, the magic of manifesting, your learning about your intuition and other stuff. I want to talk about my journal. And, I've really been kind of enjoying chatting about manifesting during the week. So I hope you guys can join me there. Tomorrow we'll talk. And I think I'm going to keep doing the little burning manifestations for you guys and releasing stuff for you different times of the month. But I'm going to get better set up so you can actually see it. All right. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, and you're just here supporting me, as always, I love you and thank you for all of your support. Okay, should we go? Good evening. Let's see. KK will be joining us in a little bit. She was not able to be here at 4 o'clock. She said she'll be here around 4:30. I wasn't here at 4 o'clock, so my apologies. I just want to read this message super duper schmooper pooper quick. Okay, sorry. Okay. Hi, Lily. So let's see. Ashley, you're up. If you want to go, remember what you emailed me. If you're here, are you here? Ashley, are you here? Or Linda, if you're here, if you want to ask. Is everybody well? Everybody doing well? Is everybody subscribed? Hi, Linda. My ex Sangu and I broke up in March when he returned to India. He just agreed. Oh, okay. What's your question? You know what I'm going to say, right? You're struggling with grief. Hi, Ashley. First of all, I'm sorry. Um, Specific to this situation, I can say I kept going, manifest, circumstances don't matter. Um, I wish I could give you a hug. So I know this is stupid and cheesy, but I'm gonna send you an energetic hug really quick while I sort of connect in because I think that would be helpful. So I know there's this, like, you'll hear people in the manifesting community, especially some coaches, be really like, "You're doing this to yourself." Yes, and sometimes I can feel what he felt in agreement to this. You are not too late. Go ahead and make the payment. Um, I'll post how to pay in just a minute, or if you go into the description or one of my old, there's the PayPal link is there. It's easy to say you'll heal, time heals all wounds. But it's that feeling of, and I feel like he had this too, is like lost hope. Lost hope. And I feel like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I feel like you've lost hope. That feeling of, and I know this sounds really weird. I'm gonna give it, you didn't want to marry him. I just really feel that loss. Yeah. I was gonna say I keep getting brought back to the feeling when I had the first time I was pregnant, I had a miscarriage, and I was, literally just found out I was pregnant and lost the baby, or it was probably a chemical pregnancy, to be honest with you, a week later. And it wasn't like I was like, oh, I hadn't. It was more about the loss of possibility. So it's not so much about this like we'll never, and I didn't necessarily feel like, "Oh, I wanna marry him." It's, but you obviously loved him and wanted a relationship with him. They're telling me now, they're like, "There's a lot of settling going on for both of you." Settling for what life hands you. And I know this is like, when you're in this is not what you wanna hear, but this is what they're saying, so please forgive me. It's sort of like in the moment, this seems really, really, really big. And it is, and it's okay to grieve that loss, and there is no way to really get over grief. You have to go through grief. You have to go through those tears, you have to go through that processing, that, loss of possibility, "Why not me?" All of those feelings that we get when those things happen. And I think we are so busy as humans trying to avoid hurt and pain, you know? And it's okay to go through it. You won't die from this. I don't care. This will not kill you. This is not going to end you. It's not going to cripple you. It is going to suck for a while. It's going to suck for a while. It really feels about 6 months. I know I get these weird time frames, so it's like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and it's not like, but that's, like, sort of how I get stuff. It's gonna suck. And then I just feel like after 6 months, I pull myself up, like I'm pulling myself out of quicksand or out of, like, some sticky, gooey ookie that's kinda holding me down, and I, like, take this deep breath again. It reminds me of, like, do you know what slime is that kids play with? Like, you know how it stretches through and, like, if you stretch it around your hand, you can break through it. That's what it looks like, but it's your whole body and, like, taking a deep breath, almost like they're, like, almost like a birth, like, taking that deep breath once the baby comes through that they get squished through the birth canal, and it forces all of the fluid out of their lungs, and it causes it actually is, like, probably a little painful, deep breath of fresh air, and then it closes all of the patent ductus. Closes it. The ductus arteriosus, is that what it is? Closes it when you take a deep breath. It's like it's gonna happen, and you're gonna come through it, and you're gonna be it's not about being a whole new person, but it's just about feeling alive again and feeling like, "Okay, I got this. I can do this again." When I read that question, I literally heard, "Now." We are all looking for happiness outside of us. We get lost in that idea that happiness is somehow some destination or some point of being for a long period of time, and it's not. It's a choice, it's an everyday thing, it's an ebb and a flow, and it's all within you. And so it's sort of choosing to say, "This is enough." It doesn't mean I'm settling. It doesn't mean I won't want for more. Like, when you look at the process of manifesting, it doesn't mean so one of my goals was to hit 1,000 subscribers. I did. And it wasn't the 1,000 subscribers that somehow made me feel like I'm here now, I'm successful now. It was just like that was a goal, and now I'm going for more. Now I'm going for more, right? And it doesn't mean I'm not satisfied. I'm super happy where I'm at. I never thought I would have been where I'm at, making what I'm making. Is it enough to sustain myself right now? Not yet, no, but it will. But I never thought I'd come up with a journal. I never thought I'd come up with some other ideas, and I'm just open to the possibilities, and I'm super happy. Is my life perfect? No, but I'm really happy where I'm at, right? But that's a choice I have to make. And it's sort of like you have that now. You have it now. You have to step into it. And then when you find the joy, it brings more in. And I know that's some silly existential answer, and I'm sorry it's not what you want it to be, but literally you're like, yeah, she's got it now. The problem is like if you're always looking for it to be somebody else, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be right. Okay. It's just never going to be enough. So be gentle with yourself as you're grieving. Be gentle with yourself as you go through all of this. Know that you can come here and you were supported and loved here. They said you have all that you need. You have all that you need. It's just really important to not look at yourself with judgment, like, "Well, I didn't wanna marry him anyway, so why am I so sad?" Or, "I didn't want this, so why would I care?" Or maybe even with jealousy, but, I don't feel like he's like, "This is the, like." It really does feel like settling that to this is how life is and not creating the life that he wants. And you're in a really beautiful place that you get to create the life that you want. So it's really important to be kind to yourself and talk kindly to yourself and give yourself that space to grieve. People don't do that enough. Like, we got to rush through it. We got to I don't want to feel this anymore. It's like, it's okay to feel all those feelings. They're all okay. They're all safe. And maybe if you process them a little bit, move through them a little bit, you don't have the problems down the line of stuffing stuff down and away and not dealing with them. Okay. All right. Sure, Leo sign, you just got to make a payment. I'll check the payments in a moment. KK's not here yet, so when she gets here, she'll post. Otherwise, in the community page, I've got a link for the payment, and then I think in the description there's a link for the payment. Just because I don't want to screw it up, being like in monkey, like mushy brain. Okay, so let's see. Yes, Ashley, you can go. So I've got Ashley and I've got Tiffany Thomas if you're here. And Devry, you made a donation for $10 and then you purchased another question. So I don't know if you want 3 questions or what, but you're welcome to them. You paid for them. While I'm waiting for someone to post, I'll go ahead and look at the PayPal again. Oh man, this is annoying. Why is this doing this? Eh. I don't know why it's not like normally it's set up. Yikes. Okay. So I got Lisa, Lily for 1, Julia for 1, and Leo sign for 1. Okie doke. Oh, you did, but it's so far back. Would you just please just remind me the name of the gentleman, please? I do remember it's about somebody new, so just remind me of the name. When you send them so early, they get buried in my PayPal. Okay, so let me go back to my list. Sorry about all the tick, 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 tick noises and the silence. I just I almost hit end stream to hit instead of enter. Okay, so can you just rewrite a question then? That's why you need to wait until the thing, because things happen even in a matter of days that change what we want to know. So rewrite your question. It's fine. So what do you want to know? Do you want to know about that gentleman or do you want to know something different? Because I can tell you what I read when I read that was like, oh, Ashley, remember what your dad said about focusing on yourself? Was it you or was that Allie? Oh, I can't remember who got the reading. Focusing on yourself is really important. Hi, KK. Welcome, welcome. You missed, we already had a troll for the day. But I didn't even acknowledge it, y'all. I was really proud of myself. Now I did. That was you. Okay. So when I read that, I was like, I so get like all these manifesting people. They're like, get my SP, get my SP, get my SP. I so get it. Like I've been there. I wanted to get married. I wanted to fall in love, all of that stuff. And the truth is, you still, even if you get married and fall in love, all that, you still have to find the happiness within yourself. You still have to do that inner work. You still have to learn. Because if you don't, shoot, nobody else is going to make you happy. And I'm saying that from the bottom part of my heart. So it's like, even when I read that question, I was like, oh, she still is like putting somebody else on a pedestal. So maybe instead of asking, like, do they like me? Are they, it's like, do I like them? Do I really want to be with somebody like this? Is this someone that would, it's like, because you have to, like, in that whole manifesting thing, it's like you are the operant power, right? So do you still want to know about Eric? Because I literally, even when I read it back then, I was like, it's going to be like just a short-term thing. It's nothing great. So what do you want to know about? What's funny is when I see relationships, I don't go, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, oh, well, if you end up in this relationship, this is what I see happening. Hi, Van. This is what I see happening. But I just keep seeing a lot of these stumbling blocks. You're going to do like I did. And it's not bad. You learn from it. But you go through a lot of ugly crying over people that don't deserve it. I mean, I was like, I'm telling you, I put some of these female stars that they're like, they date a lot. Oh, I dated a lot. So ask me something else. What do I see for you for love? Okay, as I was saying before you even said that, I see you dating around a lot. But I don't think it's a bad thing. It's like figuring out and finding yourself and figuring out, like, look, how do you know what foods you like in life unless you try them? And I know that sounds really tacky. I'm not saying going. I'm just saying that sometimes you don't know what you're like. I didn't understand that my relationships were all a reflection of sort of what's going on within me. And it's not about like, oh, I'm a terrible person and I want to be treated like dirt. It's like I didn't feel valuable and worthy and lovable or beautiful or all of those things. And so I was attracting a lot of things that were reflecting that, though, that at the same time you don't know what works in a relationship for you unless you actually get in a relationship. So it's like you can look at it like, oh, I'm serial dating and I haven't quite found the right person, and like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Or you can look at like, I haven't found the right person that's lucky enough to be with me. So maybe he's coming back because you're doing like some of this, like, I just don't see, so I just see a lot of like, I don't want to call it serial dating, but it's like just trying to figure it out, and that's okay. And maybe not, being so hard on yourself. This is going to be the night of, you know, trying to remind you guys not to be so hard on yourself and not to be so judgmental of where you're at in life, and not to like, because what are you judging based upon? What, everybody else? Why are you comparing yourself to other people? Um, uh, we are all uniquely different, and it's not just about on a chromosomal level, like, oh, your fingerprints are all like, you go to the beach and look at everybody on the beach. Nobody has the same body. Not one person has the same body. Not any little baby has the same body as another baby. No women have the same. I mean, nobody has the same body. Your cellulite hangs in a different place. Your whatever. It's just nobody has the same body. So to compare your journey to somebody else's and say I should be there is insane, because nobody's had the same experiences, nobody's had the same struggles or the same privileges. Um, what about just like doing your journey and going, this is where I'm at, and I'm gonna love myself where I'm at, and I'm gonna be myself where I'm at, and I'm just gonna like, when the right one comes along and I prefer that person, and like want to enjoy my time with them, and it's not that I feel like I need them to complete me or to make me whole, that's where you need to be at. I honestly feel like you're not going to be in another serious relationship for a year to 18 months, but it doesn't mean you're not going to date anybody or enjoy anybody's company. Like, it feels like I might have one relationship that's like a 5-month long relationship. But I think it's also learning about like standing in your own power and loving yourself along the way and being okay with that process. Stephanie, she's not alone. I'm telling you, I've been there. I've been there. I wish I would have had somebody. I wish I would have understood manifesting the way I did. And I wish I would have had somebody, because man, I would have stopped a lot of the tears, that a lot of the worrying that I wasted over people that were just not worth it. You know? There's a song I heard when I got in the car today, and it's by Sarah Bareilles, and it's King of Everything. And it's sort of like, why have I always been looking my whole life outside of myself for everybody else's approval, and like trying to keep everybody else happy, and when's it going to be my time? And it's sort of like, it's your time now. You just have to decide it, and you have to own it. Hmm. KK, I'm so glad you're here today. And it doesn't feel like it's that far out. And I know, like, a year and a half. Listen to me. I had a dear friend of mine who's passed away since then, but he's an older gentleman. He wasn't like, um, he was a reverend in my church, and I just adored him, and he was like, "When you're 60, man." And I'm like, this is when I was 40. I was like, Really? When I'm 60?" Nobody wants to hear 20 years down the road, like, because it feels like forever, but man, I was just in college yesterday, and it was graduated 20 years ago, but it feels like yesterday. Hi, Emily. So I'm saying this with all the gentleness and all the love that I can, and all the understanding and compassion, because I know where you're at. Clock's not ticking. Clock's not ticking. My cousin, who I adore, she sent me this beautiful painting, and it was so unexpected. I thought, did I order something again and not remember? I don't know if any of y'all done that, but like I seriously think I'm neurodivergent. I can't even, yeah. And I got home on Friday. I was like, what did I order? And then I was like trying to go through the people who would have bought me something because of the way the name was on the package, because my family usually puts my nickname on packages. And I was like, no, who else? And I opened it up. I have two cousins with the same name, same side of the family. Don't ask. We have ridiculous name things. I thought it was one. And the other one called me and she's like, did you get the package? Anyway, it's a beautiful package, a beautiful picture. And I don't know why I'm rambling and telling you this, but I'm just saying that I understand. I get it. And the clock's not, oh, this is why I'm saying it. I just saw your thing. The clock's not ticking. She had her first baby at 38. She had her last baby at 42 or 43. The clock's not ticking. You have time. Relax. Because what's going to happen is if you keep going through that, you're going to end up just settling for someone and you're going to be miserable. So don't do that to yourself. Stephanie said, I feel like that's two sometimes and no others do too, but we settle down for any less. Yep. That's kind of what happens when you're hurrying things. That's exactly it. So now you've heard it from two people because I didn't see her write that before I said that. So it's two people. My best friend met her husband at 38 and had their first child at 41. Who's this? What's up, Buggy? Are we getting pizza? I don't know. I didn't. Daddy asked me what he wanted for dinner, and I said I don't know. I said you had wanted something, but I told him to check with you. Huh? Okay, but I'm in the middle of a live right now. I love you. So don't worry that because then you will. Just decide you're fertile myrtle. But then if you're fertile myrtle, make sure you use protection. That's all I'm saying. You'll be okay. I promise, Ashley. You're going to be a mama. Okay, Tiffany, you wanted to know about yoga and the yoga stuff. So I do feel like you will do well with it. I do feel like it'll like catch on and feel very natural to you, but I do feel like a frustration with the process of going through the classes because I feel like it takes longer just because of other life happenings coming up for you to complete the training and kind of get yourself started. But I feel like you're going to find a different way of teaching it that sort of brings in more people. So I don't know if it's like you have your own yoga channel and then something else, but it feels like a different way of doing it. If you're new here, please subscribe, please like, hit the bell so you know when I go live during the week. I do manifesting chats. And then Tiffany, you asked something else about your son. What was that? Thank you everybody for your patience as I kind of go through these a little bit more slowly. You teach classes now. So it just feels like whatever it is, it just feels like slower than the process. I guess I misunderstood the question. I thought you were going into that. So I feel like you do well with it, but it's like a slower build to what you want. And then it feels like, but finding something where it's like a different way of doing it. So I don't know what that means. If it means you get it like a YouTube channel or what. They're telling me now you really need to believe in yourself more because you are it's like that idea that we do as women where we don't think we're qualified for something for some reason, or we can't stand in our knowledge of something until we're like 40. like, whereas like if some guy's been in a job for 5 years, like I'm an expert in it. And like, or like as soon as they get a master's degree, they're like, I know everything. And like every woman's got like 15 degrees and they're like, but I'm not qualified yet. So it just feels like sort of like standing in your power. You're really much more qualified than you think you are, much better than you're standing and you're doing. So like own it. And again, this comes back to like stop comparing your journey with someone else's. Like if you did teaching classes with someone at the same time and then they exploded and took off and have like all these private clients and blah, blah, blah. And they're like making great money. And you're like, why am I not? What's wrong with me? It's like nothing's wrong with you. They just had that They didn't have a limited belief around entrepreneurship and doing their own thing and being successful and people, like, totally, like even if they're not as good as you are, they have this, like, rock star belief, right? Um, there is a woman who's a really great reader, and she went through all the development classes after I did. In fact, I read for her and was like, "Hey, you're gonna be doing this." And she's much like, has a much larger client base than I do. But I also like, our paths veer differently, and it'd be really silly to think like, why am I not there? What's wrong with me? We just have different paths. Thank you, Julia. I guess the theme for today is being gentle with yourself and trying not to compare to where we are. I know it's a natural human thing. Like that's how we figure out and learn about the world is through comparison. What feels the same, what feels different energetically. Um, but try not to. Easier said than done. Tiffany, what was going on with your son? Or did you want to ask a different question? No, no, you don't want to change it. Can you just tell me your son's name so I don't have to dig through PayPal? And I don't know why this isn't staying logged in. It's really annoying. Oh my god. Let me let me look at my phone for that today. Uh, Sorry. I asked a question in the chat. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just seeking guidance direction for his next move. Terrible situation occurred with him. He had to leave. Could you just tell me his name, please? I don't know why, but for me, names are very helpful. Saeed. Okay. Um, KK, would you add Vanessa to the list? Because that's Vam, I'm guessing. Okay. Hear this again. So they're not being they're sort of saying like he's gonna be fine, but he sort of has to go through all of this in order to for his own growth and move on in his journey. Um, I'm trying to figure out they're showing me like a snake kind of moving that's dark, and it feels like very like glass. For me, the way I'm seeing the snake, it feels like someone betrayed him or someone, pretended to be something they weren't. And it feels like a man. So it feels like a really sneaky, like but I'm seeing it's very interesting because I'm seeing it the way I'm seeing it, the snake moving and then almost it's on like some sort of like cold, hard, reflective surface. So you see like the slight reflection of the snake as well. So maybe it's the feeling of like because I'm asking like about what the reflection is. I'm like, why are you? And it's sort of like Said knew about this. He sort of had a feeling, but we ignore the red flags. Does this make any sense? Okay, Courtney, I'll check in just a moment. It's just this feeling of like, I don't know if he was set up or okay. So, as awful as it seems right now, they said to me, looks can be deceiving. So it's sort of like keep your head up, don't try and defend just like trying to call around to people and like defend where you're at is not going to be helpful. This is for him obviously. But to just, keep your head up, stay on the path you're on and not worry about it and know that everything is going to fall into place and work itself out. So maybe that's what the reflection is they were reflecting. I don't know. But it just feels like it's really important for him to not try and I don't know if it's like, to not try and defend himself, like, to in a sense of, like, when you call people and you're like, "Oh, but I da, da, da," like, just to, like, go and, like there's, like, lay low and, like, just keep moving one step in front of another, so it may get worse, a little bit worse for him, and you're gonna think, "Oh my god." But it feels like in the long run, this is the best thing that could have happened to him because it's sort of going to snap him out and force him to grow and to be a better man. But it's like this kind of thing had to happen to be the catalyst for that to happen. It's also the feeling of because I asked about the reflection and like all of that, and it was sort of like you're like, oh, he did the first act of betrayal, but I feel like it was like a preemptive, like a feeling like somebody was doing something bad to him, and so he was gonna make the first move, and it sort of just snowballed like an avalanche. So they're telling me what you need to do, like, in a lot of religious will be like, pray. It's really more about affirming circumstances don't matter. Everything works out. Best case scenario, he's going to be okay. This is the best thing that could happen to him because he's going to blah, 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 blah. Okay. Grow, learn, become a better person, become an inspiration to other people, help other people coming up to not make the same mistakes he's made. Deborah, do you have any questions? And Mallory and Starry Sky, you're up. My sleeping is horrible. My knee is starting to really give me trouble. So are you stress again or something else? So your knee, I feel like you actually need to stretch your quads and your hamstrings. And it is stress related. And they're saying drink more water. Um, and it feels like needing, so like it's like a weird thing. It's like I want to be more active, but I can't because my knee hurts. So it's like making sure you're doing stretching and stuff and like go for some walks and get fresh air. And I feel like in the afternoon and it will help you sleep better in the evening. But it's like it feels like fresh air will really help calm you. And then stop saying you're not sleeping well. We do the affirmations with my daughter. I fall asleep easily. I'm well rested. I always wake up well rested. I always have good dreams. I do those with my kids. um, I do feel a little bit of like anxiety kind of holding you up at night. So doing affirmations around, and then when you have a hard time, instead of like laying in bed going, oh, I can't sleep again, or just be like, okay, well, this is where it is, and my body will get what it needs, and like sort of taking the pressure off of it. My eye is so itchy right now. Taking the pressure off of it. Sorry, I'm going to be squishing my eye for a minute because it's itching. Um, like stop stressing out that you're not sleeping, and like because it just compounds it and makes it worse. And then like getting up and like maybe just go to the bathroom, get up and go get a sip of water in the kitchen, like, and then go back to bed. But it's like feeling like needing to get up and move and be like, I'm okay. This will be fine. It's not a big deal. Like sort of releasing the hold it has over you. Oh my God, my itchy eye. Okay. This, I feel like it's going to be like 2 weeks of like kind of garbage sleep and then it settles out. Do you have any other questions? My lease is up February 27th of next year, and I'm at a loss of where biggest uncertainties. Two is, do you still see me moving where? Fill a big city for better opportunities. Well, trust that. Why are you asking me? Trust that. I feel the outskirts of a big city. So, and I feel like you might move just before your lease is up, like maybe the middle of February, like February 15th. But it feels like just the outskirts. So, like, I don't know. I know where you're at. I think you're in Tennessee, but I don't know Tennessee at all. But I know Houston, and the way they're actually showing it to me is like, so Houston has the loop and the beltway. So there's the inner loop, then there's outside the loop, and there's outside the beltway. And I feel like you'll be outside the beltway, like kind of a thing. Like it's like, I mean, Houston is like you can drive an hour and still be in Houston. It's like whatever. But I just feel like you're going to be just outside, like the major city area. And it feels like because enough nature, enough social, but not too much, and the cost of living is like better. I know. Oh, you're in Virginia. Excuse me. So I don't feel like again. Not the geography queen. Here, let me look at a map. Uh, I'll see if I get pulled to a city. Dousing without dousing. Okay. It's funny. I don't feel you leaving Virginia, but I don't feel like I don't feel Richmond. maybe like the border. Let me see where the border is of Virginia when I'm looking at this. Like, maybe the border of like Virginia and Maryland. So you're maybe just outside of like DC or something. Yeah, I'm not pulled to any specific city there, like Richmond or. But I feel like you're going to be outside of it. Like I just keep seeing the way it's like there's a loop around the big city, and it's just outside of it. Let me see what our Fairfax says. Oh, you're already outside of it. You're not that far. I don't think you're going to move like maybe to Springfield or something, but I don't think you're going to like move that far from where you're at. Why do they keep saying you already have a job? You already have the job. Have you interviewed recently? Oh, you were thinking in Maryland mountains. Okay. Um, do you already have a job? Did you already have a job, or did you do some kind of interview? The jail job that I thought I would get was a bus, so I started applying everywhere. So Q3, will someone finally come through soon for sure? I'm running out of funds. Okay, so that's funny that they just said that. And before you even wrote that, I'm like, there you have the job. So my question is, said that they were filled. Did you interview for somewhere else? I don't know why they would give it to me as you already have the job. It's funny, even when you say that like a jail thing, I'm like, why no, that's not for you. I don't know what you do, but have you applied at a children's hospital? Hey, KK, can you take care of that for me, please? You applied to a hospital. I think that that's where you're going to end up. Because I saw what looks like a hospital lobby, and then I saw like the reason why I thought children's hospital because I saw a clown. Unless it's like the Ronald McDonald House. Oh, KK. Thank you. I think it'll end up being at a hospital, but I don't know why I see like this clown type character. KK. All right, Mallory, Starry Sky. Just reporting someone for harassment. Thank you. Oh. KK, I think you're going to be busy for a few minutes. Mallory, I have another foot doctor appointment this week. Any thoughts on what will happen? Courtney, I'll check in a minute. Now, you are hate speech, aren't you? Report. Okay. Mallory. I feel like it'll be okay, but I feel like they're going to require just a little bit of PT for it to help stretch it. Just report them as harassment. Thanks. Just report them as harassment. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Thanks, guys. Okay, Starry Sky, you're up. The only thing I can think is my husband's been busy on Twitter. Yay. And what's lovely is that they think that that's somehow they're going after somebody who has no dog in the fight, doesn't care, you know, it all comes back to them. I'm here trying to help people, and they're just being assholes. Linda, I'm going to make you a moderator. Will you help out? Thank you. Now you can moderate and help out. Okay, so who else has a question here? Let's go with Starry Sky. Allie, you're up. Don't time them out, report them for harassment. Don't time them out, just report them for harassment. Because that's what this is, it's harassment. Aunt Teresa. Where's my rack? Okay. Sorry. I think she's busy right now to show you the list. Sorry here. And they'll be proud of themselves if I end this, and I can always email everyone who's still on the list and send you a private link so we can do this privately. Because I'm not here to play games with people. Thanks, KK. Starry Sky, I'm also gonna make. Maybe I'll make all of my subs little moderators. You can go ahead and knock people out if I've made you a moderator. Just report them for harassment. That's the easiest way to do it. Don't time them out. Just report them. Okay. Can you ask a different question? Because I feel like I'm not getting a whole lot right now from her. And I also feel like I'm just a little bit flustered by the stupidity. I'm not sure what you're gaining from being an asshole. I'm not sure why you feel like this is okay to do to other people. You're taking away from other people. I don't get it. You're allowed to believe what you want. You don't want to go get vaccines? Don't go get vaccines. You want to support Trump? Support Trump. I don't give a shit. Probably not. Probably not. You don't have to believe in this. This is my own spiritual beliefs, and all these people believe in it. And I've been doing this work for a long time. So, enjoy your life. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you celebrate. I don't give a shit. It's okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go through and email each one of you. I'm going to set up a private live stream that they can't have access to. And I'll do that for you guys just to finish this off so I can be in a different space. I'm taking advantage of people. No, I'm a spiritualist reverend. If you don't believe in it, you don't have to. That's fine. Certainly not taking advantage of people. But you are just being an asshole. That's not taking advantage of anybody. You're just being an asshole. And I'm really sorry that you're so fucking miserable. So I'm gonna, this is who I have on the list. And if you've paid me since then, I will go through it. I've got Starry Sky, Allie, Lana, Lily, Julia, Leo Sign, and Van. I have your emails. I will send you a private link. You are fucking miserable. I've never, I can't even imagine going onto someone's page who I don't know and just being vile and being nasty. I can't imagine treating someone with such disrespect. I don't know what got into you today or what's miserable about your life, but I really hope you find some happiness, and I really hope you find some kindness. And not inside of you. I hope someone is kind to you today. So maybe you can feel that there is love and good things in the world. I really hope that for you. Truthfully. because something is really aching inside of you in order to treat somebody else like this. And thankfully, I love myself. And I really hope that you find something good to make you happy. And I really hope that you find that happiness within you and something good happens for you today. Story Sky, do you have another question or do you have something? I don't want to do any mediumship if that's okay with everybody. If you want to do mediumship, I'll give you your money back. You can come back next week. I'll just do straight questions. It's a little easier to connect in. Sorry, I don't usually tell you guys I don't feel like doing something, but I think that's enough of that today. Allie, do you have a question? So if you guys want to just go I've got Starry Sky, Allie, Lana, Julia, Leo sign, and Vanessa. I'm just checking my PayPal to see if anybody else is here. All right, let's see. Who do I have on here still? I had an ad. Leo sign is Adley. Why can't I work my chat anymore? No, I can't see my chat anymore. Motherfucker. Okay, well. Let me pop this out and see if this works. How are you still on here? Are you just different people doing different things? Okay, I am going to end this. I'm going to email each and every one of you that have paid for a reading with a link to a private thing, and then we can be done with Mr. Bryce, since he seems to feel like he's doing something good for the world, and he's not. He's a miserable human being. Bye. I'll email all of you. Don't worry.